The Lord had shown me that the United States is going to be judged. My first dream was back in 2012. And I had this dream about 5 ships off the East Coast, and they launched nuclear missiles. And the strange thing is, the missiles look like our own missiles being launched against our own cities. So I don't know what that means. Maybe it means we trigger the attack on us, which right now, in the past, the Lord has told me that it was China, Russia, Iran has something to do with it, and North Korea. These missiles come in, and one hits Central Florida, one hits at the Capitol, near the Capitol building. That's where it goes off. And then one hits our financial district in New York City. One hits Central United States near Chicago. One hits Los Angeles City. One hits San Francisco City. And the last one hit Seattle, near the water there somewhere, near Seattle, like in the middle somehow. I dreamed this dream about this attack, and when I woke up, like in my spirit, I giggled and I said, what a crazy dream, you know? And then I fell asleep and I dreamed it a second time. Only this time, at the end of the dream went the same way, the same cities were hit, everything. The Lord said to me in the dream this time, do you think it's a joke? Well, it's not. America will be judged. He said, I want you to write this down. So I wrote it. I woke up and I wrote it down. And then I fell asleep and I dreamed it a third time, the exact same dream. Then I had a dream about the monument to the destruction of the United States of America, and I saw this monument that was a grave monument, and it showed the Twin Towers on fire and smoking. The Lord was telling me that America would be judged for their sins and that America would burn.
Family, how y'all doing? I have a video I'm going to tell you all about a dream I had 2 nights ago, and so this is how the dream goes. I'll just get right to it. You know, I don't want to waste your time. In the dream, I was sleeping in my dream, and I wake up in my dream, and I'm looking out my window at my house. And I pick up my phone and I see all these news bulletins on my phone from YouTube and friends, people trying to tell me. And I go and I look at my phone and I start seeing that there is a major announcement by the United States government. And I see the president, but in this dream, it's President Trump again. And President Trump is holding a podium with the presidential seal on this podium. And he starts talking, and he has a blue suit on with a white shirt and a red tie. Again, just like he always has, usually wears, you know. But it was a really bright blue suit. But he was very somber in his face. And he said, my fellow Americans, basically, he says, I have an announcement to make. There's another virus. And he starts explaining to everybody that this virus is basically a new virus that is going to dwarf COVID, that made COVID look like it was a wimpy virus compared to what this new virus is. The death ratio was skyrocketing even more higher than COVID did. This started in Europe, which was interesting. And he was making an announcement that we were going on lockdowns again. Instantaneously, I felt like, oh no, this is what I saw. You know, in my dream, I'm thinking this. This is what the Lord showed me. This is the virus that I've warned you all about. And here it is. Here it comes. And I was thinking, in the dream, I'm not prepared enough. I need to get more supplies. He was calling for a major lockdown. He was calling for no flights, international, coming in or going out. He was telling everybody that we were going on another lockdown, like an extended lockdown for 20 some days to stop spread, because there were some cases in America that were here and it was up north, east, and that he was taking the precautions as to lock everything down because of what was happening overseas. And so people were perishing, like I told you all, and they were they were obese people. I'm not sure, I just remember watching the news in the dream, and then when he made the announcement that we were going on lockdowns again in the dream, people panicked. And they were hitting the grocery stores. They were hitting the Walmart superstores, all of it. And they were wiping stuff out, like buying everything, that they could get their hands on in the dream. Like, almost like people were in a panic because of what they had lived already. They were already knowing what was coming. So people were acting crazy in the grocery stores. Not just about toilet paper this time. It was about everything. Chips, whatever they could get their hands on. Buying it and filling their buggies and whatever families were. It was that way for everything. And I remember in the dream, watching the news in the dream, it was such a weird dream. With all the major news networks talking about this is a new virus, this is a new pandemic, and it dwarfs COVID, and they kept saying that in their speech. The death toll ratio is going to dwarf COVID, and basically that was the dream. But I just remember feeling uneasy in my dream because of what the Lord had showed me prophetically already prior to the dream, warning you all. And so it was very eerie. So I just wanted to come on and tell you all that. I wanted to, I know it's not that, you probably say, oh, it was just a dream. I don't have dreams like that. I'm just telling you all, when the Lord talks to me, I know it. When I wake up and I remember things, and he's speaking to me through that, it's like, here it is again. I'm warning you. And so, I just felt, I almost didn't even say anything about it, but I just felt like I should. Like I said, I'm a watchman. If you think this is pizza and you like I had some bad food that night, bad Chinese food or something, but the night before, which I don't eat that anyway, but you could take it and put it on a shelf or whatever. But I felt in my heart it was serious. It was serious enough to tell you all. And I thought it was cool because Trump was behind the pulpit. He was behind the podium talking. It wasn't Biden. And so that was interesting. And it was in the spring again. I could tell you this, I could see the leaves on the trees coming out again, and it was just like it was whenever they locked everything down with COVID in the spring, and they were doing it again. But like I said, this time it did not start in Asia, it started in Europe and England and all that area over there, France, all it was already going on before, and so people were watching it, and then like I said, he made the announcement. It looked like it was weeks prior, just like it was similar to COVID. But I thought it was interesting that there was no flights. He said he was locking down all air traffic. There was no flights, and I don't know, I even perceived that they were even locking down even state to state travel, that they were not allowing people to travel with airplane state to state, which I think that would be over the top, but you know, it's what I was seeing. That they were locking down airplanes, people in closed areas, because it was an airborne virus. It was not by fluids, it was airborne. Like I said, I'm not coming on to try to scare y'all. I come on here to warn you, and you can take it and pray over it with me. And it's heavy, you know, because I've been feeling it, praying over things and interceding over what I've warned you about.
Okay, hey people. So I don't normally do this. I don't normally get on and tell people about dreams and visions and things that God has given me. But I really feel compelled that this is the season for me to start sharing with people the dreams and things that God gives me about things that are going to happen in the earth realm, things that are going to happen specifically here in the United States, and things that are happening or going to happen around the world. So let me tell you about a dream that I had. It was last week. I was laying in the bed, I was asleep, and the Lord gave me a dream about these three people were running. And I remember specifically it was two men and there was a lady. And the lady was an older lady, and the two men were like maybe middle-aged. So they were running from something, and they ran into this house that I happened to be in. And so when they came in, we were trying to hide them. And I remember it was me, and I know there were other people, but I can't remember who the other people were. So when they got into the house, I was like, oh my God, we have to hide them. So I remember moving like this chest or this bookcase or a dresser, and I moved it out of the way, and there was like this hidden passage behind the dresser. And I remember opening up the door and allowing all three of them to get in. And as they were in, and when I opened up the door for them to go into this secret place, I remember very specifically, it looked like a government facility. And I don't know how, but in the spirit realm, you know things. So they were going down the stairs, and it was like this huge, it looked like a commercial warehouse, but there was nothing in it. And it was like a real light concrete, and the floor was concrete. The stairs were like commercial like stairs where you would go down into a facility. And I remember that very clearly. They had a banister on the left hand side. Now, as they were going down the stairs, I told them, I said, listen, I'm going to hide you guys. I said, but do not go to the left and do not go into that tunnel. And I remember specifically telling them that. So as I was closing the door, I remember shifting in the dream, and I was in that corridor that I told them not to go into, and they went in it anyway. And when they went in it, I could see very clearly that they, I think it was a lady. I can't remember if it was, I know the lady, so I think it was one of the men, because I think it was two men. I know it was three of them. One of the men got attacked by this virus. Like it was like, at the time I didn't know it was a virus, but it looked like this huge creature. It was like human size, but it was not, and it was weird looking. It was green, like a real deep green, and it looked like moss, but it was not moss, but it was like this walking creature. And I remember it specifically, how it killed people is it liquefied their insides, and it slurped the guy up. So the lady and the man, they started running out the tunnel, and they were coming up the stairs. Now I shifted back, and now I was back on the stairs and back at the door. So they were at the door, and they were trying to get in. And I said, no, I cannot let you back in here, guys. That thing, I'm not going to let that thing inside of this house. And I remember that very clearly. So this thing all of a sudden ran up on the lady and stood like right in front of her. And that thing was hideous looking. And I remember saying to myself, oh my God, that's a virus. And it was human. It wasn't human form, but it was human height. It was a little taller than her. And I remember it was standing there doing like this, and it was getting ready to slurp her up. However, the guy was able to get inside. He was like trying to get in, and it was like a government facility doors. It was like there was a door where they were. There was a space, and then there was the door to come to me, and then all of a sudden everything was glass. I could see very clearly. And I said, I can let him in, but I can't let you in. I said, because if I let you in, this is the lady, I'm telling the lady, I said, if I let you in, you're going to infect all of us. And the guy came through the double doors. I was able to let him in that middle door, and then I let him in into the back into the house. And I woke up, and I said, okay, Lord, what are you saying? And I meditated on it. I prayed on it, and I asked God for wisdom, insight, and understanding about what that dream meant. And the Lord was telling me that I don't know if it's a government facility that's going to release it. I don't know who's going to release it, but there's going to be another virus. And it was specific, because at first I thought this was like this, I didn't know what the creature was. You know how sometimes you just think you're dreaming, but see, God gives me a lot of prophetic dreams, and the Holy Spirit was just letting me know it's now time for you to start telling people your dreams, because I've had so many different dreams about Trump and Putin and things like that. And I am going to get right back on after I do this, and I'm going to give you guys a dream that I had about New York City, and also the dream about Putin and China and Trump. I'm going to get back on right after I do this, but I'm going to label this dream a virus is coming. I don't know when it's going to come. I just remember the government facility. I don't know, maybe these were scientists. I don't know who these people were, but I just remember very clearly that thing had got that woman. She was an older lady, and I just remember specifically that I couldn't let her in because the virus was like right on her, right standing in front of her, ready to slurp her up or liquefy her insides. So but anyway, guys, just know that God does give visions and dreams, and he does give revelation to many of his people. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. The Lord said that he will pour out his spirit upon all flesh in the latter days, and that's what's happening. So I have been getting dreams ever since I was a kid. I would share those dreams with my mother. My mother really didn't understand them because I didn't know who the Lord was at that time. But when God gives it, listen to him, obey him, and just be aware. And that's why I believe that the Lord had me create that e-learning plan, so that if they shut, because they're going to shut things down again, I'm telling you guys, so that our kids will be able to be online. But God reveals things at the appointed time, and now is my time. I have to start sharing what God gave me, okay? But anyway, this is the platform that I'm using. You guys be blessed. I'm going to get right on right after this, and I'm going to share with you the dream that I had about New York City, Putin, and Trump.
My